Hey YouTube, it's Ray from NCCD Prep, back again with another video now that I've got a few days post-Christmas to make a few videos. I'll try and churn a few out. It'll be addressing 5 little things. Some of them will be in the pet peeve region, some of them will be in the tip region. I'll try to make it both. But I'm just going to address 5 things that, 5 key observations I've made with survival about what you should do, what you shouldn't do, normative statements. So I'll get on that. I'll get right into it. I won't bore you. The first is water. Usually people make 2 mistakes with water in prepping in terms of bugging out, not necessarily bugging in. I won't go, that's a whole other topic. But they either carry an inadequate amount of water for the job that they're doing, or they put all their water in one place. The worst offense of that is putting all your water in a water bladder or a water reservoir. I know it's the latest high-tech thing, but I'll explain why you probably shouldn't be doing that in the first place. The first thing is carrying an inadequate amount of water. A 1-quart canteen, a 1-liter canteen, that's fine for day hiking, nature watching, going out and checking your traps, or your deer stand, that's all good. But if you're going to be truly bugging out, you should be carrying about 2 liters or have 2 liters carrying capacity, especially if you are an adult male, adult female, and you're larger. Simply because you need about a gallon a day or so to survive on average, and you're only carrying 25% of that at any one time. And you only have the ability to carry 25% of that at a time. That to me is problematic. That's asking for trouble. So make sure whatever you do, you carry at least 2 liters. And I say liters because it's a little more than a quart. 2 1-quart canteens, that's fine. A 1 2-quart, however some of those GI guys like to do it, that's fine. The second one is carrying all your water in one place. Guys, we're preppers, we're survivalists, we're campers, we're smart people. We have to be prepared. What happens when your one water source bursts? You might be able to repair it. You might not. It's worth being prepared that it does break, not just with repair materials, but a backup. That's one good redundancy you can have that will never really screw you in the end. So you should have 2 water bottles, preferably, in separate places so that if one does break, gunshot, fall, anything, whatever contingency you plan for can be alleviated. And do not put all your water in a reservoir. I must be missing something. Other people love reservoirs. I do not. I find they're difficult to fill. I find they malfunction. There's more moving parts, so there's more that can go wrong. It's the new latest high-speed thing from the military that I just haven't caught on with. I'm always for water bottles. So if you want to use one, that's fine. I mean, it's your gear, not mine. But I would recommend that you carry it in at least 2 sources. Otherwise, you are asking for trouble. Second one is the usefulness of the road flare. This is a car road flare. On the boating road flares, they have a special warning because typically when you're driving, people put these down on the road, but when you're boating, you may not think about it. You don't want to toss it in the water. But these things have about a 90-second holding time. You can only hold on to it at the tip for about 90 seconds before it becomes too hot and you wind up dropping it. So always be aware of that. If you're wearing gloved hands, you might be able to push it to 2 minutes, but again, don't be pushy about it. So whatever you're going to do with it, if you're going to have to hold it, just note you have about 90 seconds before that thing gets too hot to hold. The first thing is signaling. That's its intention. You can, of course, wave these around. They come in different colors. Red is the most popular. That's what this one is. The second is fire making. First, many people don't know this, but you can cut them down to any length you want. This is a 15-minute flare. You can cut it down. You'll get about 7.5. You can do the math yourself. You all know Algebra 1 for proportions. But you can carry this as a little tiny stubby fire maker from here up if you want. So you don't have to carry the full road flare, contrary to popular belief. But you do want to carry one of these because there may come a time where you don't have the time to gather tinder. It's pitch black. You don't want to sit there with your ferro rod striking away. You don't want to waste 9 matches in a row because the wood's wet, even though you do have good tinder, etc., etc. This will dry your tinder and your kindling and ignite it. It will do both. And it's worth the carry weight. It's about 6-7 ounces. It does take up a little bit of space, but not much more than a very thin flashlight. So I ask, if it's going to save your life, why wouldn't you carry one? And you only need one. You don't need a lot. You can also cut it down, as I said, to whatever size would be appropriate for your space and weight constraints, as Nut and Fancy would say. But carry one. They're very, very worthwhile. And the last one actually will also be defense. You're carrying a low-grade blowtorch when you have one of these. Within 90 seconds, you put this into a bear's face, a cougar's face, a person's face, whatever. You will rapidly fight them off. They will lose all interest in you after that. Again, very, very effective defense tool. Just aim for the face and you can't go wrong with one of those. The second one is fire-making supplies. One thing that irks me so badly, and this I think we can all agree on, is when people have their bug out bag, especially with water items, fire making items that are sensitive to water, and they're not waterproofed. Now, ferro rods really aren't affected by water. If there's a little bit of water, you can scrape it off and they'll spark good as new. So this is actually a perfect example of you can keep this loose in your bag, in your pocket, wherever. It doesn't matter if this is wet or not. But if you have matches, you cannot carry those outside of a waterproof case. You really shouldn't be. And if you do, you need to carry matches that are at least. The UCO Stormproof matches on the inside are waterproofed. They have a plastic wrap around them, so that's fine. You can use a conventional match case, that's fine. But don't keep all your matches in the loose box in the exterior pocket of your pack. That's asking for trouble. Don't ask for trouble. You're a prepper, you're a survivalist, you're a smart person. Don't ask for trouble and then claim you're a prepper. That's a bad idea. A second one also goes with fire. This is just something that I do. I have found to be effective. You just take a little bit of paracord on a lighter. I prefer the ones that work like a small torch. Those ones. Good for winter. You wrap this around your neck. You can carry it around your neck so you never lose it, even if you get wet or you get separated from your bag. And you put this over your thumb, and even if you drop it, it's still attached to you. Wrap it around your wrist, however you want. Your call. But also, the cord, if you drop it in the snow, there's more material to see so you don't lose your lighter in the snow, which is surprisingly common, actually. I've dropped lighters in the snow, and I had to dig around for 5 minutes finding them, which is time-consuming, and if you're freezing, not a good thing to be doing. So I'll do that. So just tape your lighter up, wear it around your neck, anything like that. Just carry a lighter on you. And always, we don't live in the world where everyone smokes anymore, which I suppose is a good thing, but it doesn't mean you can't carry a lighter. The last one is this is my flashlight. The thing, I think my qualm is not carrying extra batteries for your materials. Again, a short-term survival kit, a single battery will do you just fine. Oh, by the way, this is a Gerber Cornea, if you guys are wondering. There are better ones, but I like it because it came in green. It is pretty effective. I won't go on that. It's not a review, but not carrying spare batteries. You carry at least just one change of batteries, also waterproofed like the matches, because people forget that ghost currents drain batteries. When they're in your device, there's a tiny little current going with a tiny little bit of resistance that will drain it faster than if you just left it in the package. Not saying don't carry not unloaded, but just remember that it can run out faster that way. So always carry a change of batteries. Thank you guys. Those are my 5 pet peeves, ways to correct them, tips, whatever you want to call it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks.